Shri Mataji, everyone. Welcome to today's morning meditation. Let us take a minute to settle our attention with rhythmic breathing. We will inhale with a count of 4, hold our breath to the count of 4, then release to the count of 4 and take a pause. Let us do this a few times. Let us together bow down, raise our Kundalinis, and take a bandhan. Let us keep both our hands on Mother Earth and seek permission for today's morning meditation. O Mother, please keep us grounded Shri Mataji, you who are Mother Earth, you who are epitome of love and surrender, please give us your qualities. Let us move our attention to the mooladhar. Today, we will do the 4 petals mooladhara meditation. Mooladhar has 4 petals. We will be meditating on each petal one by one. Each petal has 3 parts. They have 3 arrow-like lines which appear like small ripples. These arrow-like patterns catch in their folds the prana, that is the divine power, that flows down from the head of a realized soul as a grace. So we Sahaja Yogis request Mother to bless us with these graceful qualities. We will keep our focus on the petal on which we are meditating and go to Sahasrar. Every time we will take an affirmation and then take our attention back to the petal. Let us start from the first petal, which points downwards. The first part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us complete harmony. Second part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us complete balance. Third part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us complete innocence. So the combined affirmation for the first petal will go, Shri Mataji, please establish within us sensitivity towards innocence with complete identification with the joy of creation. We move our attention to the second petal, which is pointing to the left. First part, O Mother, please establish within us complete mastery over evil enticements like lust and greed. Second part, Shri Mataji, please help us to remove and overcome all temptations within us. Third part, Shri Mataji, please give us spontaneous victory over disembodiment spirits, over disembodied spirits that attempt to possess others. Combined affirmation, O Mother, please establish within us the complete glory of our own majesty and dignity with humbleness. Moving our attention to the third petal, which points to the right, the first part. Oh dear Mother, please establish within us complete humility to God. Second part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us complete wisdom. Third part, Shri Mataji, please help us to become one with knowledge. Combined information. O Mother, please establish within us total awareness and the witnessing power. Let us move our attention to the fourth petal, which points upwards. First part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us complete fearlessness. Second part, O Mother, please establish within us collective consciousness. Third part, Shri Mataji, please establish within us the power of Dharma. All combined. O dear Mother, please establish within us complete identification with the Spirit and help us to become perfect instruments of you, the Divine.
And the three processes through which
We can put both our hands in our laps with complete dedication. Let us listen to Mother's talk. This talk is from 1981 on 20th of October for Diwali Puja.
and the three processes through which we pass. First is the Graha Lakshmi. Actually, this is celebrated mostly on the 13th day of the moon, where they say that the housewife has to be given some present. And the best thing she can have is some sort of an utensil. So people give her some utensils. Actually, it's a very, I think, a mutual thing, because if you give an utensil, she's supposed to cook for you. It's a very sweet way of suggesting that you cook something for us. Then the 14th day is very important, because that is the day the goddess, as a power, because it was Kartikeya who killed Narakasura, the devil. And he was one of the worst of all. He could not be killed. So Shiva and Parvati were married for the special purpose to produce this powerful Shakti Putra. He is the son of the Shakti, known as Kartikeya. And he was just born to kill this horrible devil called as Narakasura. And he killed. That is the day, 14th day. It's something like Halloween that day. Because that is the day they open the gates of hell and put all the devils into hell. And that's why that day one has to rest in the morning time as long as possible, so that let all the devils be put in nicely, because some of them might be hanging around still. It's better to allow them to get out. I mean, in the realm that you are, you do not feel much there exists. But if you were in the realm of subconscious area or collective subconscious, you can see even some of the spirits and also can feel their existence. They see the black spots and all that. So, that day is very dangerous. But because Narakasura was killed, people celebrate it. That celebration is expressed next year, next day, which that day is the day of Diwali, they say. That is the day they also worship Lakshmi, because they think that that's the day Lakshmi was born on this earth, from the sea, as I told you last time. Then the day of the new year comes in afterwards. Because in India, in the north, that's the time people finish their crops, and they found that day was very good to celebrate the new year. And that is actually more sort of, we can say, is a social thing in India. We need not use that. Whatever suits us, you can have your own New Year, because in the south, in say in Maharashtra, they have another New Year, as I told you, where Shalivahana, this dynasty, started another calendar and they celebrate that. So all these things are, nothing is rigid about anything. One must know, nothing is rigid. Rigidity comes from ignorance. It's all for you, for your joy and happiness. The whole festival system is for your happiness and not for the happiness of the time or date. It's for you. So it should be adjustable according to your needs and understanding, and also according to your national way you live. There should be no addiction to any particular type of culture, a particular type of ideas. It's all for you. All these festivals are for you, not for gods. They don't have these festivals. It's only for you people these festivals are there. And when you celebrate them, that's only for your joy and your happiness. And that's how you should celebrate, in a way that gives you the greatest amount of happiness. And the festivals, all the festivals of the world must be celebrated. The more you are festive, the happier it is. Why miss the chance, you see? So as for yogis, you can celebrate. You can't push yourself in, John. Just move a little this side, I think. Yes, just move a little. So, as a Sahaja Yogi, you don't belong to any particular caste or community anymore now. You belong to universal caste. Once you start belonging to the universal thing, then you can celebrate all the festivals of all the religions and have the best of it. All the year round you can celebrate all the festivals, know about them. The more you know, the better it is. And have all kinds of sweets, whatever you use, whatever type you use, in whatever areas and countries and cultures. And that's how we have to be more festive. Now, the last day is very important. It's a very universal day, I should say, called as Bhaiya Dvij. This day, or they call it also in Marathi Bhaubij in different names, is the Brothers and Sisters Day. Now, the brothers and sisters relationship has to be very, very strong. And the purity of that relationship is to be maintained. It is not necessary that you should be born as brothers and sisters. Not necessary. But you are born, because if you are realized souls, you are born as brothers and sisters. So that purity must be maintained in the society of sadhu. Very important. That we should try to develop this situation that brothers and sisters are something very pure. The relationships are very pure. And they should not be at all challenged. It is so much so that even if you call somebody your brother, he is your brother. And the more you develop this relationship, the better your left Vishuddhi will be. Because left Vishuddhi is the relationship with God as a brother or with the goddess as a sister. So, Sri Krishna's sister, as you know, was born to Nand. And Sri Krishna was himself born in a prison. So there was an exchange that took place. They had to replace her in his place. And then when Kamsa, the uncle of Krishna, tried to kill that girl, she went into the sky and like a lightning she said that your killer is still living in Gokul. He's still there. So this lightning that we see is representative of that power which we call as Vishnu Maya, is the sisters. If your sisterly feelings towards women are good and strong, your left Vishuddhi will be very good. It has many other qualities. For example, a person who has a very good left Vishuddhi is a very confident person. Not only that, but whatever he says comes out true. Even by mistake he says something, it comes true. It's a very powerful center, left Vishuddhi is. Such a person, whenever he'll speak, to say criticize something, or to cut down something, or to be against something, then it has the power to crush all that he doesn't want. See, like you can say, Christ, his left Vishuddhi is expressed through his relationship with Mary Magdalene. When he stood up and said that those who have not committed any sin can stone her. So this is his power. The sin of the people just crushed them completely. They finished because the sin was there, and the sin was of left Vishuddhi. There was no purity. And when there is no purity, a person who is so pure says such a thing. All these people lost their powers. They couldn't even stone. Now, this sister of his was born later on as Draupadi. And that too very near the place we have been to Vani. You know, where we saw. Gavin, you remember when we were going to Nagpur? Near Vani, she was born, that place, and there's a very big temple of that. She was called as Draupadi. And you know how Sri Krishna tried to save her chastity. Now, people, I've heard, are trying also to say things against Mary Magdalene and against Christ and all kinds of things. You see, this is a sign of the decadence of our brains and our morality, that we cannot see purity in any relationship. We cannot see any purity in any relationship. So we as the yogis have to develop more of that. Instead of that, what I find that people, especially in the West, try to think whom we are going to marry home. These relationships are established. These are wrong. There is no need to go on organizing marriages and playing these games of romance and all that. If marriage has to take place, it will take place. But don't spoil the atmosphere. There are some people who are just like barbers who try to organize marriages, you see, and take a great pride in arranging marriages with this one to that one and that one to that one. It's not a desirable. One should not do it. There's no virtue in these things, is to organize marriages all the time. When the marriage time comes, it takes place. Now at the time of Muhammad Sahib, a big question arose because there were very few ladies, very few men and many ladies of all age groups. And they didn't know what to do, how to save these girls, because so many men died in the war. So then they asked what to do now at this juncture. I mean, a position when such a catastrophe is there and so many women are there and very few men, then he said, all right, you can marry 4 or 5 wives. And you can marry any age group. Because if you have to live with dharma, means marriage, means collective sanction, not without marriage. So he said, all right, you can even marry 5 times, but you must marry. Without marriage you cannot live. And that is why he was particular that every person should be married and should have no relationship without marriage. It was sin. Instead of that, now Muslims think that it is their right to marry 5 persons. I mean, when the men are more and women are less. Is that wrong? He had to find out a solution. And at that time, the relationship between even the sisters and brothers, he had to delimit because there was a big problem. So he said, all right, the children born of the same parents cannot marry, but cousins could marry. That time. Now that time is changed. All right. It's not that time. We are not on war. There's nothing happening like that. There's no such problem. So let us develop now our pure relationship of brothers and sisters. Actually, first time when we had this Diwali function, I asked people to find one sister for yourself. Every gentleman must have one sister, to find out one. And then that is the day I said, let us start this way, that next time when we meet on another day called as, that's a Purnima, Rakhi Purnima, that you tie the Rakhi in the hand, the same brothers and sisters. In India also we did like that and it worked very well. So, but there the relationships are so strong. Once Dhumar, you see, I think tied it to Raulbai. And now even if I say something to Raulbai, he doesn't like. It is to that extent. It's so sweet, you know. And even Dhumar's wife respects Raulbai as an elder sister, you see. It's very sweet. Like that, many relationships are established. And next year, I think Raulbai became the sister of one of our trustees who is no more there. And she always carried on all that relationship. And they also, I mean, imagine, the whole thing is that that relationship is so special, so close, and so pure. And such a relationship one should develop with a lady, any woman, or any friend you want to have. And one should remember that it cannot cross a certain limit. There has to have a maryada. Otherwise they become brothers and sisters and then they marry. It's not possible. So we have to have the boundaries. That is very important. In Sahaja Yoga, we have to have maryadas and boundaries. And one of them is this, that once you call somebody a brother or a sister, it's absolutely pure relationship. Little further we'll go with that, and that the relationship with the, as I had told you before, that with your, say, a husband's younger brothers is just like that. They are like your younger brothers, all of them. Husbands, younger brothers, or younger Sahajogis than your husband are. The other way down is for all the ladies, we can say all the men, their wives, elder ladies, elder to wives are like sisters, elder sisters. But this relationship is so sweet and gives you a certain amount of understanding how much distance is kept with whom to be free and with whom to have the distance. And this must be maintained in such a beautiful way that this purity is not corrupted. You keep to pure standards. This is the nourishment of Sahaja. It's the nourishment of yoga, purity. Purity is the most important thing for us. Purity in every way. If you are pure, you will not do anything that is fake. That is, we can say, that is not pure.
Let us join our hands together and pray to Mother. Mother, please keep us pure. Shri Mataji, thank you for this divine knowledge. Mother, thank you for selecting us as your children. Let us together bow down, raise our Kundalinis and take up on them. Thank you everyone for your divine presence this morning. We'll continue to listen to this talk during the week. May you all have a beautiful day. Jai Shri Mataji.